Evening, everybody. How are we doing tonight? My lighting feels a little funky. There we go, that's better. What's going on, y'all? We're hanging out here on a Tuesday night. Tonight's usually the night we go over, like, I know I'm late, radio, I'm sorry. Tonight's usually the night I either write a track on stream or I start covering a song. We were doing DA games, Build Our Machine, which came out sick, by the way. I gotta say, I'm really, really proud of how that one turned out. Where'd my music go? Oh, I'm launching Pro Tools. That means nothing else can happen. That's right. Yeah, DA Games stopped by the stream last week, which was insane. I still can't believe that. Just finished working on the Bendy video. It's all set. Hey, Mistro, I saw you joined Guitar Nerd. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Wow, Spotify just died. Okay. My Spotify is just irrevocably broken now. Cool, cool, cool. I love it. I love it. So what I wanted to do today was go through the Versus Longest Solo Ever soundtrack and just kind of go song by song and just talk about kind of how I made it, some behind the scenes stuff on it, some history on how I wrote the songs and all that stuff. I was actually just talking with someone in the Discord about Amplified being a song I actually put out like 3 or 4 years ago first, which is wild. And Limiter also has been around for like a year or two, maybe. However long Rukon's been around, Limiter has been in play as well. We actually wrote Limiter on this stream like, I guess, probably a year ago. And yeah, radio, I was talking to you about Amplified. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm just stalling while Pro Tools loads. That's what's really going on right now. We have a very fun video for Bendy. I'll show you just a little bit of how it looks. I think if you've seen my tweet about it, you've seen how it looks, which reminds me, I want to tweet this. I want to tweet this stream because this is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and I gotta hit up the Discord, don't I? I keep forgetting to do things. I'm just spamming my Discord right now. Sorry, guys. And let's hit Twitter real quick. That's a tweet. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Back to... Let's take a look. Hey, is Lame Genie here? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Takes a long time to load Fruity Loops. Here we are in Pro Tools, the correct DAW. No, I'm kidding. Not kidding. Let's take a look at Amplified. Okay, so I want to show you guys something real quick. I was talking with Radio about this in the Discord earlier, and I had forgotten this was a song already. So this is Afterburner. This is a song, when I got this guitar, the red guitar that you see in all my videos, this was the song I wrote to, like, test it out. I bought this guitar when I joined an 80s hair metal cover band, which I was in for, like, a year or something. and I barely posted about it because I looked so ridiculous in it. But it was fun to play, and it gave me a good reason to buy a stupid guitar. And so this was the like kind of, I was trying to go for like a Paul Gilbert Racer X kind of thing, Motley Crue, a little bit of everything. Hey Ruby, how's it going? Good morning. And thank you so much for being a guitar nerd for 3 months. You're amazing. This is the song I wrote for that. So you can hear the main riff is there. I really didn't change it. Here's the chorus. What's up, Mini Buzz? Yeah, I had no idea that this guitar was going to be like the boyfriend guitar. This one had a big solo in it. Anyway, that's Afterburner. You can check that out. That is on my channel still. And you can watch me rant about that guitar for like 20 minutes in a review video. It was fun. Yeah, so that is where the song came from. That's where I originally wrote it. Let's take a look at the instrumental of this, kind of just part by part. I want to talk about how I made the drums on this, and we're only going to talk about them once because the drums are the same throughout this entire soundtrack, really. It's really, once you hear all the little pieces, you're going to be like, oh, he just does that on every song. Because I really did use the same instrumentation on every song with a little bit of extra stuff here and there. But I'm going to take the leads out. I just muted them. And actually, I'm going to take everything out except, just going to mute all these, everything out except the drums. And we're just going to take a look here at what the drums in this song sound like. So this is Get Good Drums Invasion. This is my go-to drum set of choice. Hey, Serber here. What's up, Serb? And this drum kit just sounds amazing. I use it on everything. I don't even just use it on metal, even though it's like explicitly a death metal kit. I use it on like funk and rock and pop and everything. I'll use it everywhere. It's amazing. Get Good Drums Invasion. It's perfect. It's not perfect out of the box, though. It does not sound like that when you first boot it up. Here's what it sounds like when you first turn it on. Take a listen. Oh, wait. Okay, here's what it sounds like when you first turn it on. Which is fine, but we agree that sounds better, right? Sounds big. Hey, what's up, SMA? Now let's just take a listen to each track one at a time and just kind of talk about what I'm doing on them, and then we'll move on and never talk about drums again because you're going to be sick of drums by the end of this. So here's the kick drum on its own. Let's just jump to like a kick heavy part. That is what a plain unprocessed kick drum sounds like. This is like when you see those pictures of like models before Photoshop or out of their normal angle. And you're like, oh, they look like real people. This is like the same thing, but for kick drums. This is what a real kick drum sounds like. And we do this to it with an EQ. We're cutting out, this looks ridiculous. This looks like I'm carving out like 90% of the kick drum. But take a listen. Here's before and after. Without and with. I'm getting rid of so much of kind of the, for lack of a better word, kind of like flabby mid-range of this kick drum. This sounds like a cloth flapping in the wind. This sounds like a really punchy, tight hit. And that's what we want here. Just cutting some mids, boosting the highs a little. Anyway, then we're into my compressor, which if you've watched my video on compression, you know I use compressors not just for making things louder, but for actually changing the attack of the instrument. And in this case, I'm going with a very quick attack and release to bring the whole volume of the kick drum into a really flat, squashed range. Here's without. And with. This one's subtle, just a little bit of punch. Without. With. A lot of these are tiny details, but it all adds up. Let's take a look at the snare drum real quick. This one's a lot simpler. Here's the snare drum as it is. Here's a nice plain snare drum. It sounds so bad. And here's the truth. Here's the honest truth. Most of your drum set sound does not come from the microphones on the drums. And this is going to blow your mind when we get to the end of this. Most of your drum set sound comes from other stuff you have around the room, which is crazy. Okay, here's the snare drum without anything. Here's a little bit of EQ. Don't even worry about what that's doing because I'm not even sure it's actually doing anything. Okay, what I did is cut the mid-range a lot. There's what the mid-range sounds like. And there's without. That one's a subtle one. Then I have something called a clipper on here, which, if you know what a compressor does, this is that, but just way worse. It just literally like shoves it up against the glass and just like smushes it, the sound of it. You can really crank it. It gets crunchy. That's excessive. Anyway, the point of all this is, here is what... Hey, Puddles, thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat. The point of all this is, I'm going to show you what your drums sound like close up. Here is just the microphones that are on the drums, just the ones that are on the kick, the snare, and the toms. And they sound fine. But do you notice how, like, kind of just, like, fake and tiny they sound? And that's not just because they're fake drums. Like, real live drums, if we recorded them in a room, would sound like that. What you need are two more microphones. You need overhead mics, which are hanging over the drums, catching all the cymbals. Here's what it sounds like without the overheads. And with. But the real kicker is our room mic. The room mic is a microphone you put all the way at the other end of the room. You put it like 50 feet down the hall if you can. You put it outside if it'll pick up the microphone. And it catches all the sound bouncing around the room. It catches all the noise. Here's without. And with. Without. And with. That's nice. Then finally, I'm doing a little bit more EQ, boosting the highs on these drums. I'm squashing them with a compressor. That feels like it's doing most of the work. And then finally limiting them a bit. And that's drums. I promise that's the most mix-heavy thing we're going to go over today. I realize that I got kind of like in the weeds of the mixing there. But in terms of what the drums are playing, I want to talk about how it interacts with... Well, let me talk about the rest of the instruments. Hey, Space Dust here. What's up, Space Dust? Good to see you. Space Dust is our incredible background artist on Versus Longest Solo Ever. Drew the studio in the background, Sunday's Garage, the Gentbot Haunted version of the studio. So good. Here's the bass real quick. The bass is this MIDI bass called the Eurobass. It's literally a bunch of samples of this exact bass here, which I already have, but the honest truth is it's easier and faster to write music with MIDI, and it just sounds perfect every time, so I'm not going to mess with it. Hey, Caribou, I did see your donation. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of talking about EQ, and my mind gets, you know. Thank you so much for the donation, Caribou. Thank you. That's the bass. And then finally, we have guitars playing basically the same line for most of the song, matching the bass. Now, the cool thing about guitars, I don't know if you know this, but this is, or the funny thing about guitars, this is what they sound like out of the gate. This is what they sound like with nothing on them. That sounds ridiculous. So we use what's called an amp simulator. It's a program that simulates the sound. I don't have an amp within reach, but a guitar amp, which does so many things electrically to the sound of a guitar. And I can show you piece by piece kind of what it does. I'm not using that. So an amp simulator first simulates the sound of the amplifier head distorting the guitar. So here's before and after. Whoops. And then it simulates the sound of it going through a speaker, and you can actually place the microphone wherever you want on here and stuff, and it's very cool. Now it sounds like a guitar. And we put it all together, and we have what's called the rhythm section of the band, the drums, the bass, and the guitars. Okay, now let's talk about what I wrote here. What I wrote as far as the drums go. And it starts with this guitar riff. If we think about this part here. Here we go. Right here. This guitar part. Take a listen to where the hits are, where the stuff happening in this guitar part is. Ba 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 da ba ba da 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 ba. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba. You can hear all those hits, right? And they're happening in the bass too, because the bass is playing the exact same part. Ba ba da ba ba da 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 ba 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 da ba da ba da ba ba ba. So here's what we do in the drums. First, we write a basic drum beat, which I'm just going to mute the kick so you can hear it for a second. A basic drum beat is hi-hat on all 4 beats, pss, 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 right? And then snare drum on beats 2 and 4. Pss, ksh, pss, ksh, pss, ksh, pss, ksh. So we start with that. Oops. Here we go. So we start with that. Right? And then we write in a kick drum part that accentuates those hits. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba da 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 ba. That's what the kick drum's for. It's the kick. It's the punch of the hit. And if you study what rock drummers are doing in their songs, they're always doing this. They're always playing with the guitar player to hit in the same places they're hitting. Any drum kits I recommend? Yes, this one. Get Good Drums Invasion. It's perfect. It's incredible. I love it. I love this line. So much fun to play. Some like tapping on the guitar. And then we get to this riff. And this is the kind of thing that, like, this is something I would never write for a Friday Night Funkin' mod. If you know my writing, you know that's completely out of my style. I write with chords, right? I don't write with like riffs like this. But because I was adapting a song I had already written for just solo guitar, I was like, hey, let's try it. And it worked. I think it actually kind of worked. And Mr. I know it's called Get Good. That's actually the guy's last name. It's this guy, Adam Get Good, who's also that bass I just held up. That's his signature bass. He's the bass player from Periphery. He's an absolute mixing genius, and he makes amazing drum samples too. Caribou, thank you. Where's the Caribou song? Talk to Sam. I don't know, man. So when it comes to writing vocals on a song like this, oh, I forgot, there's an organ in here too. I don't know, it just felt like it needed something else. Like Gain Stage has some synths going on, Limiter had some synths going on. Synths didn't really feel like they fit in here, but this was like very much a 70s, 80s song. A little bit of Deep Purple Highway Star in this intro, if you can hear it. Especially right here. Very much going for Highway Star by Deep Purple there. Which, if you don't know that song, I know you're all very young. I'm sorry. Although it's before my time too, so you have no excuse. Anyway, there's an organ in that song. There was a great organ player in Deep Purple. And so I put one in here because I thought it sounded cool. Here's what that sounds like in the background. It's cool, right? It's just kind of back there. You don't notice it. It's fun. Anyway, so that's that part. And then finally, of course, I have, just like I was talking about in the 6 Reasons You're Friday Night Funkin' Music Sucks video, I use these sweeps to go in and out of sections. You can hear them right here. Oh, wow, it's muted right now. Sorry. You can hear it right here. So that's cool. Oh yeah, Time Knife is in week 2. It's coming. It's coming. I'm going to redo some of it because I got some new ideas. I haven't told the team that yet, though. Guys, I'm redoing Time Knife a little bit. So, then we get to our bridge, and I introduce these kind of other synthesizers going. This is a very Final Fantasy piano. And it's literally just playing the notes of the chord over and over again. Octave by octave. That's all. That's all that's going on there. And then finally a big synthesizer playing chords under it. That's a really cool classic synthesizer called the Prophet. I like this one. I like that synth. That's a fun one. There's so much going on in these tracks, hidden away in the background. Oh, this is one of my favorite things. I love when, hang on, I gotta hear, oh, I can just do it here. Okay, this is one of my favorite things that an organ can do. A organ has what's called, most organs have what's called a Leslie speaker. And this is It's a speaker cabinet that, damn, that's expensive. Inside this speaker cabinet is a rotating speaker. Imagine a speaker just on a swivel, and it spins like dozens of times a second. It just goes whoop, 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 whoop. That was my Zoidberg impression. And here's the sound of a Leslie spinning up, going from standing still to spinning like crazy. Here's what it sounds like. It's so cool. And I loved sneaking that in there in the background. Listen to it. It just opens up. I love it. So that's the instrumental to Amplified. And I could go into like the chords I wrote here and stuff. Most of this is really outside of this stupid riff I wrote, that thing. These are all just chords. This is like just D flat to F, D flat to F. One chord, another chord. Chord, chord. But because I've got all these pieces playing nicely with each other, all playing the same chords, it just like stacks and stacks and gets more powerful the more you stack it up. It's so cool. Let's talk about the vocals on this. I had a bit of trouble writing vocals to this, I won't lie. And I will fully admit, I'm curious. I'm curious if anybody else, I'm curious if anyone caught me with where I took my inspiration for the vocals on this one. Let's see. I'm trying to find the part I stole. Here it is. I'm curious. Does anyone hear it? Sounds like Witty. Nope, not Witty. It's not Witty. This is kind of an unexpected one, I think. I gotta find the part of the song because you're gonna hear it. Shotgun shot, you got it. Right here. I don't know why, like, just a little bit, right? Just because I was like, what's a good rock song that's already in Friday Night Funkin'? That's Detonator? I have no idea what that is. Anyway, I'm not saying I like lifted it wholesale. I just like listened to that and like tried to get a vibe there and then wrote something. Yeah, stealing. It's 2 notes. It's 2 notes. It's not the whole thing. So starting from the beginning, this is all using something called the minor pentatonic scale. And the minor pentatonic scale, which sounds like the craziest, scariest thing, minor pentatonic scale. That sounds terrifying, right? All this means, penta is 5, tonic is notes. It's a scale with 5 notes in it, that's all. So here's A minor. And the minor pentatonic scale is what happens when you get rid of all the notes that don't matter in A minor. So we get rid of B and F, and we are left with A, C, D, E, G. Which sounds like this. Oh, come on. Damn it. Which sounds like this. A, C, D, E, G, and repeats. And when you have those 5 notes, everything just sounds good. You can literally play anything. You can't go wrong. It's the guitar solo scale. Exactly. So, I am writing in, this song is not in A minor, the song is in the key of G minor. So, these notes are slightly different. We have to move them down by a whole step. But those are the notes I'm working with here when I'm writing this melody for the most part, because I don't have any chord tones to lock into. Normally, you know me, I'm writing with chord tones. I'm writing with whatever notes are in the chord, I'm putting them in the melody. Easy. Hey, Cade, what's up? So I don't have any of that here. I don't have anything to work with. So we go to the minor pentatonic scale, because I'm basically writing guitar solos here, right? That's what vocals are. They're just solos. So here's a little bit of pentatonic in the vocal for the opening of Amplified. And the only time I break pentatonic is when there's actually some chords going on. You can hear the organ playing some chords here. And when that happens, I actually have both LSE and Boyfriend sing the notes of the chords. And then it's back to pentatonic stuff because I have nothing to work with again. So that's what I'm doing in this situation. Aren't those the vocals used in the Why Your Song Suck video? Yes, yeah, I just used my own chromatic for that one. And it continues like that. I'm using pentatonic stuff throughout the chorus until we get to this bridge section. And here's where you get into... I want to talk about kind of how I approach duets, which I actually have a whole video planned on that later this week. But the way I approach 2 vocals singing at the same time, I have 2 or 3 main approaches to it. And this is the first one. I have them echo each other, but will I ever have a download or something? Undyne, it's in the art files for the game. If you go in the art files on the GitHub, the whole stuff is in there, everything. And the MIDIs and everything are going to be up tomorrow, too. Okay, so right now they're echoing each other. LSE sings, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-da-da, and then Boyfriend sings the same thing. But Boyfriend sings something a little different, just a slight different thing to keep it interesting. Also, he's singing a different thing because there's a different chord playing in the background. So Boyfriend can't sing the same part because there's not the same chord tones to work with. And then I have them just sing in straight harmony with each other. They're singing the same part, but they're singing different notes. And I have a whole video coming on exactly how you pick those notes. There they are, echoing each other just by a couple beats. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. Just repeating each other. And then back to harmony together. And there we are. Then we're into guitar solos, which I'll be honest, you can't see the MIDI of the guitar solos, so it's kind of hard to talk about them right now. Although I am writing the MIDI from these guitar solos. I am like transcribing this MIDI so people can do beta DC. Okay, real quick question, because this is important. How do you pronounce this word? How do you pronounce this? Do you say beta DCIU? Because that's what my brain says every time I look at this. Or do you say like beta Q? Okay, so I've seen 4 different answers so far. That's good. I'm glad we're not all on the same page. I've been saying Beta DCIU in my head, but I like Batata Q. Buddy what? Anyway, so I'm Everyone Sings. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Lee. There you go. That's it. Okay. So for Everyone Sings, I'm making a MIDI of the guitar solos so people can make those with them. That'll be out tomorrow. I'm working on transcribing my own absolute nonsense in the guitar solos for that. So here's what the guitar solo sounds like. We can just check out, and you can kind of listen for those same ideas of how I write duets, whether it's echoing or playing in harmony. Just take a listen. Or don't, because I have it muted. Harmony. And that's it. That's amplified. You know, we take the chorus back out. And that's just a song structure thing, right? Repeating sections from before so you can introduce the listener to something they've heard before, something they know they like, right? So that's pretty cool. Good. I'm happy with that. Let's check out the very first song I guess you can't really call it the first song I wrote for this, right? Because I wrote Amplified technically first. But this was the first song I wrote when we decided we were doing Versus Longest Solo Ever. How do I say theta? I say okay, so no, sorry. I pronounce beta like beta and theta like theta. But in this case, for some reason, my brain says beta. I don't know why. Let's look at gain stage. Y'all were here when we wrote this. I wrote this one on stream. This is the only one I actually wrote fully on stream, I think, right? And it's got the same stuff going on. Let's check out just the instrumental. We've got a riff here, just like we did in Amplified. In this case, the drums are just a little different. We're playing a really simple rock groove. Nothing interesting at all going on the drums, except at the very end here. And man, this is one of my favorite things to do on drums. I'm just like, this fill holds a very special place in my heart. I'm curious, and man, this is a deep cut. I will be so impressed if anybody in chat gets this. Where is this fill from? I'll give you a hint. You hear it maybe more in... I'll write it the exact way it was originally played. I can't find it now. And then sometimes... at the end of the section, it was... No, this is not in Friday Night Funkin'. This is from Avenged Sevenfold's Almost Easy. Come back to me, it's almost easy. It's a fill by their drummer, the Rev, who passed away, unfortunately. He was one of my favorite drummers. And he did this thing where he would have 2 ride cymbals, just huge ones on either side of his kit. And I can't... There we go. He would have 2 ride cymbals on either side of his kit. And he'd just go like... on either side. And it was while doing double kick drums. And it was just the sickest thing. Anyway, he was one of my favorite drummers. My drum programming style is, oh, hey, what's up, Pretty Cool Banana? I don't know, I'm just talking about stuff. That's one of my favorite drum fills. Okay. Again, we have the drums, or sorry, we have the bass and the guitars playing the same thing together. All playing together. Get to the pre-chorus. This is another one of those things where the snare is doing something completely boring, and it's the kick drum that makes it interesting. Here's what it sounds like without the kick drum. Take a listen, just the drums. Just literally sitting there going bop, 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 bop. But the kick drum is, again, playing right in line with the guitars. The guitars are doing this. And our kick drum is playing that same rhythm. So our drums sound like this. Is this version of Gain Stage different from the demo? Yes, just slightly. I changed some of the amp guitar sounds. That's it. How do I map every drum instrument to a different aux in Pro Tools? That is a feature of Contact. I have them routed to different outputs out here, and then I have them routed to different inputs on each track in Pro Tools. If you look up a video like how to route Contact instruments in Pro Tools or whatever program you're using, you'll find a tutorial that walks you through that. Hey, is Tori here? Hi, Tori. T Acoustic 3 is my wife. She's right upstairs. And she voiced Girlfriend in Friday Night Funkin' versus Longest Solo Ever and in versus Gentbot. So say hi to T Acoustic 3, the voice of Girlfriend. Get to our chorus. We got these nice big open chords. Is Pro Tools my main DAW or Ableton? It's mostly Pro Tools, I'll be honest. Except when I'm doing anything EDM or... Okay, it's like half and half. If there's guitars involved, I'm in Pro Tools. If there's not, I'm in Ableton. I'm trying to think. Does anything else interesting happen in the instrumental here? Honestly, no. Oh, right here. At the end of the guitar solo, we have this broken down chorus that sounds like this. Totally squashed and broken down. And that's a few things happening. For one, the guitars are under what's called a filter. This is the filter. If I raise it, you'll hear it. And we really augment this with a sub drop. That's this thing right here. Sounds like this. And then we have this this drum loop going on. Norby, the worst part is she's given me the recipe like 3 times and I just keep forgetting to post it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tori. Hang on. I hate the ending of the pre-chorus. What were you smoking when you made the vocals? Let me see. Let me see. The answer is I was smoking nothing. I don't smoke anything at all. But ending of the pre-chorus. Oh yeah, that slaps. I don't know what you're talking about. So, talking about vocals on this one, again, there's a little bit of a difference going on in that we are using something called a mode here. And real quick, Almond Milk, how long should you spend on a song before you give up? Just until you get bored. That's all. then try something new. Come back to it later. So, this melody. Oh no, we're not. I'm sorry. I'm being silly. There's no modes. I'm being goofy. Ignore me. We'll talk about modes another time. Again, we're just working mostly in the minor pentatonic scale. That's all. But this is a good place to talk about how I approach making fast songs. A lot of people ask me, how do you make fast songs? How do you make hard songs in Friday Night Funkin'? And my answer is mostly the same way you make slow songs. Just write good songs and then make them faster. But there is one thing you'll catch me doing a lot, which is this double note thing. Because without it, it sounds like this. And that's fine, but the standard in Friday Night Funkin' right now is to have a bit of a challenge. Hey, what's up, Tercero? So I will double up certain notes with these two really short hits, and you'll see I've even shortened them, so there's a little gap between them. Yeah, it's the musical equivalent of a jack, exactly. But I don't chart them as jacks because that people don't seem to like when I do that. And that's all. So that's what's going on in the melody. That's kind of my approach to that stuff. Hey, thanks so much, Time Bomb Tom. Glad to hear it. MCX, do you work from melody first or harmony beat first? I typically write the entire track first, and then I'll start adding vocals to it. You can use chromatics in Pro Tools. Yes, using Contact, which is what I use. Or any other sampler, theoretically. Is routing drums with Perfect Drums on Pro Tools possible? Maybe. It's worth a try. I'd take a look. I don't know. I've never used Perfect Drums. Here we have vocals in harmony. Again, I'm not doing the echo thing. They're just singing together. Then they go back to echoing each other. Harmony. Harmony again. And you can hear how I'm kind of going back and forth between different ways of approaching having two vocals at once. I'm changing it up between having them echo each other, having them mirror each other, and then just having them be in harmony together. It's all a mix. So that's gain stage, really. We could talk about the guitar solos, but again, there's just kind of a lot of stuff going on. This is all pentatonic, because there's no chords here. Oh, but we do get to talk about my favorite cheat code for writing interesting solo sections, and I do this on a lot of songs. You'll see me do this on let's see, I did this on Green Forest. Okay. So I do this thing where I will play the oh, hey Maria, what's up? And I'll do this thing where I play the same riff, but I'll change key every 4 measures. So it's the same riff, but I move it somewhere else. And it lets me get a lot more mileage out of one riff, so I don't have to write more than one riff, which is good because I hate writing riffs. So here's the part from Green Forest. And then I move it. Here it goes somewhere else. and change one more time. So I did that. I did that here with Gain Stage. If we take a listen to just the instrumental. Then we move. Same riff, different place. Easy cheat code. One more new place. And bring it back. That was all the same riff. I just moved it around. It's so easy. Now we're at some chords. Now I wrote a section with some chords, so I have some interesting stuff to grab onto in the leads. So whereas I was doing like crazy pentatonic stuff before, now that there's chords, I can play notes from the chords. Can you hear how different my approach to the guitar is between when I'm playing like pentatonic stuff? And when I have actual chord tones to latch onto? And as soon as it got riffy again, as soon as the chord was gone, I got crazy again. So I'm always mixing it up depending on what's going on in the track. Full harmony here. What was it like charting the guitar sections for the charters? It was not easy for them, and I feel bad about it. I got picky about some stuff. This is probably the one thing I tried really, really, really hard to be a pretty, like, hands-off, agreeable mod co-director. Sam was really directing it, but I was like, I had a lot of input in the charting and obviously the music and stuff. And when people would chart notes in the guitar solo that weren't there, I got really picky about it. So I recharted a couple notes just to make sure they actually fit what I actually played. But that's all. The charters did an amazing job on this. And then we're back to the song. And that's it. Let's take a look at Limiter. This is a lot of people's favorite. This is one of my favorites for sure. And, hey, what's up, Chris? So Limiter comes from, let me see if I can find it. It's in our, here we go. Although that actually, hang on. Did I steal Gain Stage from myself? I think I did. I think this is Gain Stage, kind of, a little bit. Listen to it. Listen to it when this part comes in. It's the same drums. I think I even did the fill. Did I do it? No. Almost, though. So there's a little bit of the early ideas of Gain Stage. But, so my Dungeons & Dragons podcast, Tales from Rukon, which, if y'all haven't watched, go join. Go sub. Hey, thank you so much, Reese Moon. Oh, thank you so much. Can I play Volts when I'm done? I'm going to play Volts tomorrow, I think, on the game stream tomorrow morning. We're going to do Platformer Panic, Volts, and Longest Solo Ever, I think. Oh yeah, sir, totally. I don't blame you. And my guitar playing was sloppy anyway, so I totally don't blame any of the charters. And you couldn't possibly know what was like going on in my head of the guitar at the time anyway, so don't even worry about it. Y'all did an amazing job with charting. So Tales from Rukon, we have like music playing in the background, and this is one of the songs I wrote for when we're fighting like a big boss. And you can hear that's like all of Limiter right there, right? The middle part's different though. The middle part's very different. Check it out. It's the chorus, but slower. It's the chorus, but it's very slow. Hey, thanks for the sub, Desiree. So it's all here. I wrote all of this before. I just took it and sped it way up. Is Limiter the next crazy that we get 5? No, that's just crazy. And then it looped back around. Although if you watch Tales from Rukon, you'll hear in the background that I'm just always using like Gempbot as like Does It plays constantly while we're fighting bosses and stuff. It's great. Yo, I wrote some bangers for Rukon 7K, which is the futuristic cyberpunk campaign we're doing right now. I'm like kind of really, really, really happy about these and might make them songs sometime. I just want to share these with y'all because I like it. I'll show you just a little bit of each of these because I'm really proud of them. So that one bangs. And then, here's the other one. I like this. So yeah, that's what, I wrote that. I wrote both of those songs together, along with, I think, 3 other tracks for when we were, like, walking around town and stuff, in the hour before we started streaming that day. I was just like, okay, gotta write a lot of things. So I sat down and just cranked them out. But here's Limiter as it turned out. Hey, SMA, thank you. And thanks, Caribou. I would love to compose for an indie game sometime. Oh, this is one I've already actually written out the MIDI for. Cool. So we can look at the MIDI when we get there. So let's talk about what's going on in the instrumental here, because I feel like I kind of glossed over it. We have some guitars playing these big hits. How do I process the gent guitar? Good question, Kazuya. So this is a this is just a standard DI electric guitar. Very low notes. Going into archetype Gojira. Using, and I think this is important, this is using the Bogren downtuned IRs, which really, really make it sound good. So there's 2 guitars doing that. 1 pant to each side of the ears. Because, and this is why you always record your guitars double tracked, here's just 1 guitar right in the center. And here's 2, 1 in either ear. If you have headphones on, you'll hear the difference. So, mix that in with some bass. And finally some drums. And it's really the kick drum that makes the guitar sound as heavy as it is. Most of a guitar's tone is actually in the bass and the kick. Then we have this really, really, this is the like soul of the intro, this part. This is a choir, which you can hear it here. Hey, Puddles, thank you so much. And Caribou, yeah, let's talk about indie game. Let's think about it. Oh, I don't have the choir anymore. Shoot. That's right. I stopped paying for my that subscription because I just wasn't using anything other than this one choir effect, and it wasn't worth $30 a month. But I can show you real quick with another choir. Let's just grab literally any choir. Here we go. So they're singing this. Just those 4 chords. That's a 1-5-2 diminished 1, as I said in the dialogue. But what I did was I made it distorted, so it sounds like this. Crunchy. It's like it's a choir on fire. Actually, it'd probably sound different there. But the last thing I did is I used what's called a varispeed effect. That it's like the sound of a record spinning up from nothing. Just kind of goes whoop. And it sounds like this. Right? So we mix it all together, and I have some guitars playing those chords too. So you mix it all together, and we get... Then the guitars switch to playing this pattern. And the bass starts playing this thing, which is weird. This is the only time in like the entire soundtrack that the bass and the guitars start doing something different, and it works. The bass is playing this kind of pattern that's, and this gets weird, it's like almost implying the chords more than it's actually playing them. It's kind of saying like, yeah, if you had to guess what chords would be here, you could probably figure it out, but I'm not actually going to play them. So here's what that all sounds like. Yeah. Do I use ASIO for all as the main audio driver? No. So I have one of these as my audio interface. This bad boy. The Antelope Discrete 8. That's sitting right over there. And that is my audio driver. It's an ASIO. But ASIO for all, I mean, drivers are drivers. It's not, shouldn't make that much of a difference. I don't know. I don't know driver stuff very well. And we have, oh yeah, the tempo change. Take a listen to the metronome before and after this change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets so much faster. We go from 145 BPM to 210 BPM. That's like so much faster. And this is where the vocals introduce that theme that we heard later on in the chorus. Now, this gets to something interesting and kind of important in terms of like the order you'd compose things in. I would never write that there first. The only reason I was able to do that is because I knew the chorus sounds like this later on. So because I already had that material, I already knew what that sounded like, I was able to write this kind of foreshadowing section of that here with intent. And now we're back at a riff, because we don't have chords going on in the background really here. Except on these hits. And if you listen, that's where my melodies get, like, really chordy. Oh, okay. Now we finally get to talk about my favorite way of writing duet vocals. This is my absolute favorite thing to do. This is something I started doing with Taste for Blood because I saw Marstar Bro doing it on Triple Trouble, and I saw Saruki doing it on Thunderstorm. This is where I picked this up. So, check this out. Here's what happens. Imagine, okay, we're going to give these letter names like I did in the 6 Reasons Your Friday Night Funkin' Song Sucks. We're going to give these sections letter names. This first one we're going to call A. And this second one we're going to call B. Now, boyfriend's part, if this is A and this is B, boyfriend's part starts with B. And then sings A. Now, granted, they get cut off because they both sing this in harmony. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. There's a larger thing going on here. This is A. Ah. Ignore everything I just said. Okay, check it out. First, solo sings this part. And then boyfriend sings the same part. But while solo is singing his first part, boyfriend is singing solo's second part. And while boyfriend is singing solo's first part, solo is singing boyfriend's first part. It, like, they switch. Listen. You'll hear solo sing a part and boyfriend sing a different part, and then they switch. And then they switch. Hey, what's up, Starbreak? And then we're in full harmony here. Until boyfriend breaks off. Back to harmony. I have no idea what's going on here. Don't worry about this part. Okay, and now here is where I personally apologize to Cerbera for making them chart in 11-4. Cerb, you charted this one, right? I think you did. So what this means is normally we count to 4, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Oh, Nif charged this one? Okay. Then I'm sorry, Niffer. So this song, this section counts to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's going on here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1. Why? Why did I do this? Psych Engine should add a time signature feature. I would love that. The only reason that Nifrig didn't absolutely kill me is because there are 94 measures of 11/4 here. Wait, how did that work then? Hang on. That shouldn't have worked. I thought it was divisible by 4, but it wasn't. Oh no. I have no idea how this worked, but we got out of this unscathed somehow. Cut it. Repeat the chorus just for fun. Write something in 1916 real quick. I don't have 1916, but I do have a canceled Tails Gets Trolled song. That was in... I don't remember what. Yeah. How do time signatures work? Let's talk about time signatures for 2 seconds because it's the easiest thing in the world. Okay. 4/4. This is the most common time signature. What this means is 4 beats in a measure. I mean, your count to 4. Those beats are quarter notes. That's it. So let's do something crazy. 5/8 is 5/8 notes in a measure. That's it. That's all time signatures are. There's something more complex called the compound time signature, which is, it means 6/8 doesn't actually mean 6 beats in a measure, but don't worry about that stuff. This is the functional, basic situation. How did I get a fancy font for my notepad? I think this is just how it is. This is just, oh, this is Courier. Sorry, yeah. What is it by default? Is it like Calibri or something? It's probably Calibri. Ew! Use Courier. That's great. Consolas. I like that. It's fun. Oh, there we go. Just use the Counter-Strike font. Why do I even... Courier. There we go. Okay. That's time signatures. That's all they are. That's limiter. Next up. Means of destruction. I think I can never find this one. Oh, it's out here. If you go back in my live streams, you can always see, anytime I go to my recent files in Pro Tools, you can see Sunday.Pro Tools. And every time I was waiting for somebody to call me out on it, I'd be like, why is he working on a Sunday song? And nobody ever did. Somebody asked what the hardest time signature is. Basically, the closer you get to being a common time signature, a regular one, without actually being that one, it's harder. Because you want to just feel the normal one, but it's so close, you can't. So like, yeah, 15-16 or 17-16 are just like so close to being 16-16 or 4-4 that they feel wrong. Here's Means of Destruction. This one was all recorded on my new Fender Stratocaster. This is fun. This is to play this one. There it is. What is that first chord? There it is. So this is the guitar I used on this one. What happened to my Carvin? Nothing. It's still here. This is not the Evertune one yet, Jennifer. That's coming. That's coming. That's coming in like a year. In January, it's coming. So yeah, that's the riff to this one. And this one, okay. So this song was born out of the folks in my mod pressuring me to go talk to BB Panzo and ask them to let me use Sunday, which they did, thankfully. Panzo was very gracious enough to let us use Sunday for this. And then second, me and Dane and JD from Tales from Rukon were all hanging out in a call after a game one night. And we just hung out till like 1 a.m. talking about like classic metalcore and stuff. And JD was showing me so much just like great classic metalcore that I'd never heard. And I just sat down and wrote this like, I just started playing this like discordant, just gross note I could find. And then just wrote a song from there. So that's how Means of Destruction happened. Let's look at the instrumental for this and I can talk our way through it. Oh, this is the only song on the mod to have live bass too. This is my the blue bass I pulled out earlier. Just big chords here. Just big classic metalcore chorus. And then we just play the riff again. So straightforward. Was that actually screaming? Yes, I could show you where the screaming came from, too. Then we get to our breakdown. This is a really gross chord. I'm playing, like, 1 note off from this open chord. It's this. Just so... Ugh. And I did the classic, just the classical ting on the ride bell. If you've ever listened to like old hardcore music, you know this is like breakdown starts. It's just with a little bell like ting. and then just all hell breaks loose in the pit. I played in a hardcore band in high school called In Wake of Plague, and all of our breakdowns sounded like this. I think I even played, so this little discordant, I think I even played it on the bass. I did. Just like up here, like... Yeah, and then we're back. Let's talk about the vocals. So Sunday, I made a new chromatic for them because the one... Did I? I forget. Hang on. Nope, never mind. I used the one BB provided. All pentatonic stuff here. And then harmony. Whole chorus is harmony. Except here, I had Sunday repeat their line, and then Solo sang like some other crazy stuff. And then I just shredded some stupid stuff on the guitar. Hey, what's up, Dust? This is going to be a nightmare to write out the MIDI, too, because none of it makes sense outside a guitar. Yes, absolutely going for a day to remember. All that old classic metalcore. Okay, so let's talk about these screams. Obviously, Sunday screams are from their songs. I sampled them straight from the vocals for the first song. Is that just called Sunday? Oh yeah, I can imagine, sir. Okay, so my screams, the same ones, they're the same ones used in Versus Gentbot, and they come from this cover of Kingslayer by a fellow named Longest Solo Ever. Valentine, that's the name of the song. Thank you, Curbs. I know, Aoi moved to Brazil, right? I know, very short hair. Okay, so here's where the screams are sampled from, right here. This line right here. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was wrong. That was incorrect. My bad. It was actually sampled from... I was mistaken. It was sampled from here. Silly me. This one. Silly me. And you can hear it too. That's it. I love that last exchange of screams between them. That's so much fun. And then just back into the chorus. Yeah. This is probably the song that's like closest to like could just be an actual song if I wrote real vocals to it, you know? You're just going to love metalcore. You should just go listen to metalcore. Cuz it's much more like most metalcore than it is like any anime OP, believe it or not. Anamanaguchi, yes. I imagined a little bit of subconscious suggestion from the fact that like there's Scott Pilgrim style all over the art for this mod. That's probably making you think of Scott Pilgrim. But yes, Anamanaguchi, absolutely. Love their work. Here is Doll Wars, the runaway hit. The runaway hit of the mod, which I mean, I'm happy because this is my favorite song on the mod because obviously it's crazy. But I'm surprised that this was the hit of the mod. But cool. Okay. So starts off with, this is the first thing I did for Doll Wars. It starts off with a string version of Crazy. There's 3 elements there. There's a bass, a cello playing it. And then there's a string section playing just these creepy, scary tremolo notes. And then there's this, which is an instrument called... Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry. This is just more strings. Just a really low tremolo. Is this... this is like a percussion loop from, I think, Damage? Yep. Another percussion loop. Oh, and this is like a scary, big thriller. Not the song Thriller, but like a scary slasher movie. Just fading in. So all together, you get this. Nathan, yeah, I'm using Spitfire. It's great. Albion 1. Then these strings lead up into the next section. But underneath all that is a guitar part. Just playing the crazy riff as power chords, which is cool. And then I put strings over top. Caribou. I'm down. Let's do it. And then we're into Crazy, and we're there. And this is just a fast version of Crazy. But my favorite thing I did in here, listen closely to the kick drum. Watch it before. And thank you, Caribou. And now listen as it ramps up here, right here. And I did not hold back. Usually I try to be like tasteful about my drum fills. And for this one, I was like, no, we are going to be tasteless. We are going to be stupid and over the top. I love that drum fill so much. Just stupid and all over the place. We got the Wheatly Wheelies from Crazy. Then we play the chorus from Crazy leading into it. We're doing that same filter trick we did on Gain Stage in the last chorus. I don't know if you hear these guitars in there. You can't hear them in the full mix, but I love that. That's just fun. And then it just drops and hits hard. And we're back to Crazy, back to the verse. Same as the first. There's these creepy higher synths that come in. They're like, are they strings? What are they? What the hell is this? Oh, this is Symphonic Destruction. This is a patch called Lucifer's Doorstep. And it's amazing. That's great. And then we're into Dog Gods. Let's talk about the vocals real quick. This is, like I said, by and large, Crazy, straight note for note. Except I've kind of ramped up the intensity on some of the vocals. So whereas Crazy's vocals are normally... You can hear I added a bunch of notes. Oh, what were the screams at the beginning? These are actually the screams from Sideways, which are the ones from the Bring Me the Horizon cover I showed you. So those are from Sideways. That's not Sideways. The hell was that? There we go. So I grabbed those, threw them in the intro. They're just chopped up vocal samples. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the vocals. Okay, check it out. This is a special version of the chromatic that I made with This is an adjusted version of the chromatic that I made with Gentbot's vocal effects on it, which is a frequency shifter, a pitch shifter, and stuff, and it's mixed in with Longest Solo Ever's regular chromatic. Good question. I didn't think about that. Later, Mistro. So at this point, I had the, I was writing this ending to the Longest Solo Ever's verse here. And I literally just accidentally wrote Gain Stage again, and I was like, oh wait, that works. Let's totally do that. But I included the Wheedly Wheelies from Crazy. If anybody doesn't know, by the way, Crazy is the song from Crazy is this song from Versus Gentbot, my first mod. And here's the Wheedly Wheedlies. And that goes into the chorus from there. So this one, I wanted to switch things up a little bit. That's very much what it is, radio, exactly. I decided this needed a little more of a pre-chorus, so I had them sing the chorus from Gain Stage just a little bit, but mixed with the chorus of Crazy. So while Gain Stage is like, right? We didn't get that far. It just starts with... just turning into the chorus of Crazy. And here's something I did. Yeah, it's just a huge mashup. Here's something I did really important engagement-wise with the song in terms of intensity. I remember I talked about how like pushing and pulling the tension of a song is really important in that video I made. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm pushing up the tension. I let go for a second. You're like, oh God, like the floor just disappeared out from under you. That's what happens in this measure right here. Listen for it. So what I did was I had this big riser come in here. And then the guitars stop, everything stops. The bass is gone, there's no drums, there's no nothing in this last measure. And then it's all back in. SMA, thank you. I also like that song a lot. I didn't until I did the remaster, and I feel like I got it right the second time. Here's Dog Gods, which, if you don't know, having trouble with typing today, folks. Here's Dog Gods. This is my ode to a band called Animals as Leaders. Go check them out. So obviously I did this, but a little faster, which is terrifying. Jumping ahead to... here's kind of the next section. Oh yeah, the first charting was terrible, and I'm so sorry. Okay, so there's Dog Gods before. Here's in Daw Wars. There's a couple things going on here. There's two guitars playing the main riff from Dog Gods, the lead part. That part. And then there's two guitars playing just chugs. And it sounds like this. And I hit here and I was ready to go back into Crazy or something. And then I did this guitar take. And then I did this one. I was like, wait. Oh no. Oh, I have to, huh? Yeah. Yep. I was just like, fine, I'll just put Taste for Blood in here. Why not? This is important to me at least, these are only the sections of Taste for Blood that I wrote 100%. Like I said, I wrote like 90% of that song, but the parts that are in here are 100% mine. And maybe I was being a little lazy because I literally copy and pasted the vocals over, but whatever. Here's a tiny little difference I made here. Check it out. Okay, so listen to this section. Listen how fast it is. One, two, three, four. Fast section, right? So here I took it to halftime. Check it out. It hits so much harder. And then we go back to normal. And then the idea to use Does It as well hit me. Here's Does It. Here's the part I used. Here's in Taste for Blood. Interesting note, that song is in like a 3-bass thing, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had to change a lot of stuff to make it fit here. This is the ending of Crazy, pulled a little earlier. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Do you want to see like 10 seconds of what Bendy looks like? Hang on. Skip ahead after the... Oh no, that's actually the ad spot. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, I put it over here.
They have sent you a letter to come back home to play, but to your dismay, this isn't your day, for the happy fun time has begun to play.
Anyway, that's going to be fun. That'll be out in like a day or two. I'm just waiting on the approval from the sponsor for that one. And, yeah. That's the... Oh, no. I'm sorry. That's not everything. That's not everything at all. We've got to look at we gotta look at DAW Wars with Eurobeat. We gotta look at the DAW Wars remix. Oh god. This is important. The official file name of the DAW Wars Eurobeat remix is wait for it. Come on. This is gonna take forever to load. There's so much going on in this one. And my computer is not as strong as it used to be. I feel like software is kind of catching up on my computer. It's not really holding its own anymore. I really got to do an upgrade. Yeah, the Bendy song is going to be absolutely sick though. Okay, this is important. The actual this is not going to zoom in. Okay. I don't know if you can see, but this file is titled Running in the DAW Wars. Okay, so this one, we're doing Mania remixes for every song in the mod. All 10 songs, all 10 vanilla songs that are in the mod are all getting remixes by amazing Friday Night composers and me. We got iFlicky on the Gain Stage remix, and Flicky's also doing another remix for us, which is going to be amazing. I did this one. I did DAW Wars. I called it from the beginning. I wanted this one. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but I wanted this one. And I'll just say at the last, right before we were about to release, we got one from BB Panzu for Means of Destruction, and it's so sick. So that's going to come very soon, along with, I think, a couple other remixes from people. And we have some really, really cool people on this. Like, trust me, all your favorite people, we got them. A lot of them. A couple people I couldn't get. I really wanted them, but we got almost everybody. Trust me, it's very cool. Check out what FH posted in the server in memes and GIFs. Okay, hang on. This one? Because that's very good. I like the standalone shots too. That's wonderful. Is that what I was supposed to grab? Yes, that's good. That's good. Okay. So, as it was coming time to do the Mania remix for this one, I was like, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do for this. And I think Sam suggested do a Eurobeat remix. It was either Sam or Manny. Manny, I'm sure you remember better than I do. Someone suggested Eurobeat, and I was like, yeah, that's so stupid. I can't say no to it. And so here is the DAW Wars Eurobeat remix. I referenced, I literally, and someone posted the screenshot from it earlier, but I literally just like went for a jog. I put in my headphones, I put on the Initial D soundtrack, and just listened to Dave Rogers songs all the way around, just like Running in the 90s, Deja Vu, everyone I could think of. Space Boy is so good. So this is like the synth from Running in the 90s that I tried to remake. And then this is literally, let me crank this up. There we go. Okay, so I found a tutorial that was, hang on, I'm gonna blow it up now. Let me find it. Here we go, it's this one. If you want to learn to make Eurobeat, literally exactly how I did in this video, go watch this video here, this Eurobeat tutorial, because this was the thing. Also, Shady did a great video on it too. But this one, I like literally followed it note for note, and it came out great. I was happy with it. So let me walk you through what apparently goes into a Eurobeat song. Let me mute stuff down and start with just my drums. Okay, so we have drums here. your usual kick, snare, hat. But we also have this like tambourine situation. And another one. So those are all going. Then we have a bass. And that's fun. And then we have what I call the main stack here, which is these 3 synthesizers. This is an M1 with like a brass synth sound doing this. Then this big pad synth. And then finally, this crazy arpeggio thing. So here's what that's adding. Here's without. And with. And then finally, I did my best to recreate the lead sound from Deja Vu. And here's how I did it. It's just a saw wave. It's literally one saw with a detune on it that is set to detune at the beginning of every note. So it just kind of explodes outward. I can make it last longer. Check it out. So it's just a really quick one. Here's without it. And that just kind of makes stuff sound like trumpets for some reason, whatever it is. And then finally, the last thing is these little, they call them glissandos. These kind of like quick arpeggiations up the chord. Boom, rap. And that's pretty much what happens in the song. That's like the structure of it. Just kind of bringing in and out pieces of stuff. Oh, I did the Wheedly Wheedlies on one of these instruments. Where is it? Here it is. There it is. Here's our pre-chorus, and this is where something interesting happened. I used a fake guitar for the first time in this song. Here's the piano part for this. Just playing chords, just arpeggiating chords up and down. And here's a, what is it? Hydra. This is shredded Hydra 3. And I really like it. Little guitar lead. And then here's Dog Gods as it sounds in... I simplified it a little bit so it would make more sense in a Eurobeat context. It's not like all the crazy modulating time signatures within it. It's a much simpler beat. And then I move that over to this synth. Same part, just being played on a different synthesizer. Play Dog Gods. I don't know where this came from. I just had this funky bass. This sound. Big fake guitar solo. And then we're back out to the beginning of the song again. Interestingly, this is not the first draft of this I had. Here we go. Doll Wars, but it's Eurobeat was my first try at this. Take a listen, because this gets different at parts. And everybody who's on the team watched me like go through this. In fact, it's why I went for a run. I was so frustrated with how badly this was going that I went for a run and redid it all. Because I was like, this just sucks. I want to write actual vocals to it. But before I decided to write vocals to it, which we'll go over the vocals in a second, here's what I had. It was going to be instrumental. And this is fine, but it's not like, it's not great. The 5 stages of Eurobeat. Excellent. That's the name of my next album. So you can see I had like a lot of it here. I need to release this? I should. I got to Dog Gods. I guess I got further in this than I thought. And then this. And you can just tell I did not know where to go with this. But we did get Eurobeat Taste for Blood. Oh, yeah. This went some places, man. Does it? Man, did I finish this? I can't believe how far I got in this. If I'm honest, where is it? If I'm honest, the second half of this feels kind of just like half-assed, like I just dropped the MIDI into a Eurobeat template, and that's why I didn't go further with it. And because the idea occurred to me to just write the stupidest possible lyrics I could over it, and that was so much funnier to me that I had to do it. In any situation, I am like personally morally obligated to do the stupidest, funniest thing I can come up with. I just have to. I'm just incapable of not doing it. What's up, Ruby? What do I think of Perfect Drums? I've actually never used Perfect Drums. My favorite drum plugins are by Get Good Drums, GGD. Here it is. It says Crazy Beat in Pro Tools. Yeah, so I sat down and I pulled up my I pasted them in the Discord. But I just wrote the Eurobeat lyrics on my phone. I just sat down and started writing stupid words. And I recorded the vocals in Pro Tools, so I exported the whole instrumental from Ableton, and I pulled it into Pro Tools, where I recorded some vocals.
I see the starlight up high in the morning, driving with you in the twilight hours. You know the DJ plays songs through my heart. The wind in my hair makes your eyes shine bright, and
The wind in your hair makes... Sorry. The wind in my hair makes your eyes shine bright. That was the stupidest thing I could... That doesn't mean anything. None of this means anything. It's all about just like driving fast and flying and sunsets and fire and engines and like... I just picked all the stupid common Eurobeat words I could and said them all at the same time, and it was amazing.
I see the starlight up high in the morning.
I tried to largely stick to the crazy melody, but I definitely changed some stuff at times.
You know the DJ plays songs through my heart. The wind in my hair makes your eyes shine bright, and I lose myself in the thrill of the night. The heat of the engine sets me on fire. You know I'm tired of it.
We got some harmonies going on here. Here's the lead.
Lose myself in the thrill of the night.
The harmony.
Lose myself.
That's not a harmony. This is a harmony.
Lose myself in the thrill of the night.
So all together we get...
I lose myself in the thrill of the night.
Hey, Puddles, thank you so much.
I lose myself in the thrill of the night.
I'm glad this is your favorite. This is one of my favorites too.
Sets me on fire, you know. I'm tired of this low velocity wearing me down. I'll lose it tonight and go.
Also, if anybody's wondering why my vocals keep jumping around from track to track, I will do this a lot where I'll have two separate like lead vocals, just because sometimes there's a little bit of overlap in them.
It's me on fire, you know. I'm tired of this low velocity.
And it just helps me kind of safely keep them going. Yeah, thank you so much, Puddles. You rock.
Tired of this low velocity wearing me down. I'll lose it tonight and go.
For this part, I was just like, I want some stupid chants. Crazy. Going crazy now. So stupid.
When you're by my side, I feel the burning flame inside my heart go. Race towards the skies and find your place among the stars. You're going. You've got the heart of a beast.
Oh. There we go. I was wondering what you were talking about, Norby. Yes. This is the order of songs I sent to the group. Star Wars, I don't know. Star Wars, It Does is when I added Does It to the song, and Star Wars, But It's Longer was the final mix. And then Star Wars, Eurobeat, I don't know, was my first sketch. Star Wars, But Skeleton was like the skeleton of the entire track, the outline. And then Star Wars in the running. It's running in the Star Wars. Anyway, that's what that was. We get a big 3-part harmony in the chorus, I think.
When you're by my side,
Nope. Maybe in the chorus?
you've got the heart of the beast. You're flying.
Yes. You've got the heart of the beast. What does that mean? What does that mean, folks?
You've got the heart of the beast. You're flying higher than we.
Here's the second harmony.
You've got the heart.
No, it's not a harmony. What am I doing? I just stacked a ton of vocals.
You've got the heart.
Tercero, thank you. You rock.
You've got the heart of the beast. You're flying higher than we were ever dreaming. You'd find the fire. Take flight. You're running with me 1,000 miles away from here. We're going crazy, yeah.
Then this section's all instrumental, blah, blah, blah. Come back around to the pre-chorus.
On my side, I feel the burning flame inside my heart go. Race towards the skies and find your place among the stars. You're going. You've got the heart of the beast. You're flying higher than we were ever dreaming. You find the fire.
I want to say someone in the comments of this song posted the lyrics. They transcribed them. They did a very good job. They got this line wrong, which was, which admittedly I didn't enunciate super great. This is riding the streets with our hearts set ablaze, like riding the streets with our hearts on fire. And they wrote riding the streets with a hot set of blades. And I'm like, what does that mean? You're just running around with just a toasty knife, just red hot knife, looking for people to stab. That's not the lyrics. And that's Dog Wars remixed. That was fun. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. We have, like I said, basically the entire soundtrack for week 2 is finished. There are, we just added one song. We just added one short song. But I think it's going to be kind of a remake of another song, and the story will make it all make sense. But yeah, it's going to be like 5 real songs. 3 of them will be in the week itself. And then 1 bonus song, much like Dog Wars. And then 1 hidden song, probably. That's going to be, I think, I hate to say it, it's in like run territory in terms of how many notes it has. But I think it's catchy as hell, and I think it's fun. The team knows what I'm talking about, the secret song, you know. Also, did anybody catch, this is just for my team, anybody catch, I accidentally wrote the same part twice in the chorus of Means of Destruction. Did anybody catch that? I accidentally wrote that in. Let me see if I can find just the part of that. I won't leak it. During the break, just before the breakdown, I accidentally used that in the secret song too, and I totally didn't notice. Totally unrelated to Sunday, no relation whatsoever. But yeah, I went over the top. I'll play you just the beginning of it. I'm not going to show you the name of the song though, because that gives stuff away. Thought it was intentional? No, I'm not that bright. No, I'm not gonna show any more than that. That's my favorite song in week 2, I think. I hate it. It's so funny. Anyway, week 2 is gonna be a banger. It's gonna be so much fun. It focuses more on OCs from the rest of the team than it does on Longest Solo Ever, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Anyway, yeah, it's so stupid. It's so good. I love it. Mancan, really like to bring me the Horizon Architects covers where I cover something from like Periphery 5, like Periphery's 5th album. Maybe. That would be fun. That would be very fun. I assume you don't mean Persona 5 because that came out a long time ago. Your favorite is Tridimensional? Yes. Ugh. I wish I could the thing is, like, it wouldn't even make sense to anyone because they don't know the you will see. There's we could just keep like gushing about how much fun week 2 is going to be here, but just go play week 1 a ton and share the songs and stuff, and week 2 will be here very soon. We're also tentatively kind of planning a little update halfway through, like a 1.5. With some more of the Mania remixes coming soon. So that'll be fun. I do breakdowns tomorrow or some track reviews. I'm actually just going to be playing games on tomorrow's stream. I think we'll do some track reviews next week, though. I gotta catch up on some stuff, so we're just going to be playing some games. I think I'm going to wrap it up there so I don't leak anything further because I've already leaked so much tonight. But thank you all for watching. And I will see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you right back here in less than 12 hours, which means I'm going to get like no sleep. I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much, Puddles. Thank you to everybody who donated tonight. You're so amazing. You truly make this possible, and I can't thank you enough. You're all amazing. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you all first thing in the morning, and good night. Bye-bye.